Welcome to Discover Indie Film. I'm Jeff Howard, and I have James Boyd with me here on Zoom. Hey, James.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing great. Thank you for being here. We are... here we go. Everyone should listen to the podcast before this one to hear all about you. That's your interview where we talked about you and your career, as well as the film 404, because 404 is an official selection at Filmvasion Los Angeles. 2026, I believe, is the current year. I almost
can't wait.
I got to tell you. But and so your film 404 is going to be there. It's really an enjoyable film. Everyone can listen to the podcast before this one to learn all about it, because this podcast is what I call a 4 questions podcast, which means James will be answering. Question number 1 is just name 3 films you love. You know, in the beginning I was like, name your 3 favorites, but it's like that's the worst question of all time.
Yeah, it is. It tortured me for a week.
Right? I'm like, no one has just 3 favorites. So the idea is just 3 you love. You know, you can be hoity-toity, or you can throw out some. You know, I love it when someone throws out a guilty pleasure, but no requirement to do so.
Okay.
So that's question 1. Question 2 is underrated film. Question 3 is overrated film. Question 4 is something lesser known for people to seek out. And hey, we both have been involved in indie films since the 90s, so I'm looking forward to your list because, you know, needless to say, that young people come on this podcast, and I'm like, yeah, I'm out of touch. So here we go. You can make me feel out of touch too if you want. Go for it.
No, I'm Gen X to the core, so my films are Gen X, man.
We are, you know, it's funny I rarely call myself Gen X, but yeah, we are so Gen X. We were the latchkey kids who had to make it work for ourselves, and these motherfucking boomers won't get out of the way and let us run the world.
That's right.
We would run it so much better.
We're small, but we're mighty.
Yeah, exactly. We're not babied. All right, so you want to name 3 faves?
Yes. So this is off the cuff, but I have been thinking about it for like a week. And like, if I had to nail it down to 3, it's going to be The Godfather, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and this was the tough one, but I have to go. This is a double now because it's from the same filmmaker, Terminator and Aliens from James Cameron. So those are my 3.5 favorite films. And I had to leave out The Matrix, and I had to leave out like Blade Runner.
Isn't that one of the hardest things is when something new is absolutely amazing and you're like, how do I slide that into my list? How do I, for me, it's Children of Men. I'm like, is Children of Men going to push Dr. Strangelove off my 3 faves? I don't know. I didn't. But anyway, all right. Excellent list. By the way, I'll add Godfather, Raiders, wonderful. I love that you went with Cameron because I realize where things have landed. He's not a darling anymore.
Right, the Avatar.
One of the best storytellers we've ever had. And
phenomenal.
I used to be a bit of a Cameron apologist back in the day because everyone would be talking shit, and I'm like, really? Look at the work. Look at the work.
Yeah.
You know,
and plus, if you've ever read his screenplays, like he's a great writer as well. Like when I see a great writer and they make a great film, like you just like, God, he's just multi-talented. He's fantastic.
Well,
that may not be the popular choice.
Terminator. You didn't go with T2. You went with the original Terminator, where he was barely out of the Roger Corman school.
Yeah,
right?
That's right. Yeah, Terminator. I can watch once a year. These movies I watch once a year are Godfather, Terminator, and then Aliens.
A low budget film that succeeds on superior ideas, not superior budget.
Sure. Even if he stole those ideas.
Everyone steal, right? That's Shakespeare borrowed a lot from the Greeks. So anyway,
there you go.
All right. Well, question 2 is a film you feel is underrated.
Again, I'm going to stay in the Hollywood school because that's the most generally widely accepted type of films that are seen here in America or in the world, really. And I'm going to go. Wait, what was it?
Underrated.
Underrated. Edge of Tomorrow. Live, Die, Repeat. Which I like the original title, Live, Die, Repeat, and the studio, of course, went with Edge of Tomorrow, this really vague James Bond type of title. So I try to push this movie on people, and no one wants to see it. And I'm like going, guys, this is a great movie. Like it's funny, it's action packed, it's great. Emily Blunt's fantastic, Tom Cruise. So I'm going with that one as underrated.
Excellent. I remember enjoying it. I enjoyed it a lot, you know? And yeah, I was gonna joke like it's an excellent Emily Blunt film because I got a chip on my shoulder about the quality of what Tom Cruise often does. He's a great actor, but you know, he's Mr. Blockbuster, and that's not
Yeah,
always for me.
exactly. And I again, I'm staying in the blockbuster school of Hollywood. I'm an action drama guy, so I'll say that one. I
Fair
really like
enough.
that.
All right. Question three is a film you feel is overrated.
Okay, now this is a tough because I don't want to offend anyone out there, especially you because you brought up one of the filmmakers' films earlier. So, but I'm going to say 2001: Space Odyssey. What? I'm sorry, but every time I watch that film, I'm like, ugh. I know it was groundbreaking in the day. Does it really hold up? I love the concept. Again, that's cool. I'm a Carl Sagan fan. I can get into the evolution of things, but I'm just gonna say 2001: Space Odyssey. I don't feel I need to see that again.
You know, valid because I know a lot of people say it's one of the best ever made. So you calling it overrated because it doesn't speak to you. It actually does speak to me, but I should also, the caveat is I haven't seen it for a long time. And we got a kid in college and I've watched a lot of films with her. And it's sometimes a big punch in the face when you see something that you loved when you were
Right,
20 and you don't
right.
love it in your 50s and you're like, I just wasted my kids like 2.5 hours of my kids' time because
Yeah,
not to mention the buildup, like, oh, you got to see this one. Thankfully, The Exorcist did not let her down. So anyway,
yeah. That I can. That's a brilliant film.
she's all about
Freaking
horror. So we watched so many demonic possessions together during COVID. I was like, you know what? You're gonna watch the OG demonic possession film this week.
yeah.
We're gonna watch and held up, thank God. All right,
That's great.
only one question to go, which is a lesser known film that people should seek out.
Okay, I actually have two because I like to throw in multi here. I'm going to go with this movie got me through making my first feature film on a shoestring. It's a comedy called And God Spoke by a director named Arthur Borman. And if you can find this film out there and watch it, it has a lot of the cast from the Best in Show in it in the early years. But that movie just cracks me up, and every time I watch it, it's a film about making the Bible movie, and they're just so clueless, and it's just so funny to me. Second film would be a film by name Robert Meyer Burnett, and it's called Free Enterprise, and it's about these nerds living in the valley who their king is William Shatner, and they end up meeting up with William Shatner and going through. It's a comedy, so I would say those two films, and Four Lions. That's another comedy. If you haven't heard of Four Lions, it's a
I remember when Free Enterprise came out. Four Lions,
yeah.
I don't know.
Check it out. I don't even want to say what it's about because I
Fair,
don't want the podcast to take a weird turn. But it's a comedy.
fair enough. No
It's
weird
about
turns
four
allowed.
Islamic terrorists, but it's funny.
Hey, that
Called
was
Four
hey.
Lions.
One of the funnies you just gave. Just saying the words "funny" and "terrorist" together made me
Right.
think of one of James Cameron. People don't give Cameron credit for being as funny as he is,
Great.
but how funny! Oh my God, I'm blinking on the Schwarzenegger one where
True
True
Lies.
Lies,
True Lies. Yeah.
where the camera of the terrorist holding the video camera, and he knows the battery's running out.
Batar Aziz. Yeah. I always say that line when my battery's out. I'm like, oh God, I gotta get a new battery. Batar Aziz.
But the sweat coming off his brow, come on,
Yeah.
that's good writing right there.
Side note, I actually directed Tom Arnold in a project for CBS called Hecklers.
Oh,
But
nice. Nice.
little side
Actually,
note there.
always seemed like a good guy.
Yes,
Oh,
he is a
fair
good guy.
enough. All
I
right.
love Tom.
Excellent. All right. Well, I'll do the wrap up. I'll do the wrap up. So, thank you, James. Thank you for sharing a great list. Thank you, everyone, for listening. If you want to learn more about the Discover Indie Film podcast, just go to discoverindiefilm.com. On social media, it's always at DIF Wins. If you want to learn more about the film festivals that James and I were talking about, Sherman Oaks Film Festival, that's every winter. Film Invasion Los Angeles, it's every summer. Just go to discoverindiefilm.org. That is the nonprofit that runs both festivals here in the in the LA area, actually. But thankfully, it's a nonprofit here in LA. So they have a sister festival that you can also find on the Film Invasion website called Film Invasion Lima in Peru. So at this point, there's three drifting around, and there's still feels like there could be another Film Invasion one of these days. We'll see. But
well, good luck. I support it, whatever you decide to do.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff, and I will see you in a few weeks, I guess. We're coming into Film Invasion
it's
LA.
4 weeks from today, which I think it's 4 weeks.
Yeah, the 21st. Yeah.
But no, it's 4 weeks from today. So yeah. And I don't quite feel like getting in the fetal position. But but you know where it is, what happens. It's just like,
shit.
Okay, been doing this for a while. I think all the everything's okay. But deep down, before every festival, I'm like, how the F did I end up in like an events-based world where everything rides on just like how 1 week goes?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. But
it'll be
relaxing.
fine.
The 4 weeks before aren't relaxing.
No. It's go time.
All right, there I go. Eliciting sympathy
Good
from
luck.
a podcast guest. All right.
Right on.
Thank you,
Jeff.
everyone. And see you soon.
Take care.